take him down. That's really troubling.
And as you mentioned, this is a big 170, probably over 200 pounds right now. I'm guessing about 208.
And that might be a problem when we get into the third, fourth, and fifth rounds.
Absolutely.
When you see how much of an effect that dehydration, cutting that weight, getting down to 170 has had on his body. And that's one of the reasons why George stays at about 185. He doesn't like to cut too much weight. He says it's bad for your body, and he wants to have a long career.
Well, Ricardo Laborio told our Eddie Bravo that Thiago's about 190 as he comes into this fight. That's 20 pounds from the cut.
And you got to think that he's more than that when he's walking around. When he's training, he's like 200. Nice
Good
leg kick by George.
GSP.
And he can take down immediately.
The 50 Zen principles of hand-to-face combat by our former light heavyweight champion Forrest Griffin, available now everywhere where books are sold. Got it right?
That is a great book.
Yeah.
That is a hilarious book.
That's a hilarious guy. Total control so far by St. Pierre. A lot more, I think, even though he was the favorite coming in, Joe, a lot more than people anticipated.
Yeah, the control and the stand-up, and it's because Thiago's worried about those takedowns, and the takedowns have been pretty decisive. George has been able to take him down every time he wants.
77% effective with his takedowns in his career.
Good job by Thiago of avoiding that mount, getting to full guard again.
It's also been nearly 2 years since St. Pierre's been on his back.
He's hammer fisting from the bottom. Thiago's bleeding very badly from his nose, Mike. And George slams an elbow into it.
Joe, you and I have said for a long time that Thiago Alves, in the package that he brings, probably the biggest threat to GSP's throne.
Nasty elbow right there from George on that nose again.
But it certainly doesn't look like it now, does it?
Well, you know what? On paper, things are always different on paper than they are in the octagon. And George St. Pierre is a special fighter.
Just the second round.
He's not just special in his ability to fight, he's also special in his ability to implement game plans and to follow through with what his coaches ask of him.
From the South Shore of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. He grew up mentally after that first Matt Hughes fight. And other than the shocking defeat at the hands of Matt Serra in their first matchup, this guy's been nearly unstoppable.
And this is shades of the BJ Penn fight, Mike. He's wearing Thiago down with this ground and pound. He's constantly making him work. Thiago's breathing very heavy. He's constantly trying to fight to keep GSP from passing his guard. And in the meantime, he's taking punches and elbows.
Dominant performance by St. Pierre with 1.5 minutes remaining in the second. He continues to tee off on the challenger. Pressing very high up on the guard of Thiago Alves.
Thiago is unable to do anything offensively from his back, so George is not worried about any submissions. He's unable to even attempt any sweeps, so George doesn't have to worry about that. All George has to worry about is him slippering away. He's got to worry about him getting up and getting back to his feet again. And so far, he's been able to control him. And as he gets more and more tired, it's going to be easier to control him.
Alves has been training his jiu-jitsu with Fabiano Holanda, who worked with George St. Pierre for 2 years. He scrambles back. Can he get up? He's up. Can he get up?
Now, here's the question. How much does Thiago have left? He's been basically keeping George's weight on top of him that entire round and fighting for his life.
George also likes to do this, Joe, lean up against his opponent on the fence. Very effective it was in gassing out BJ Penn.
And gassing out John Fitch as well.
Absolutely.
He wore John Fitch out the same way. He doesn't let guys breathe. He stays on top of them.
Final seconds of round 2. Thiago Alves is going to need to change things up.
Brutal ground and pound by the champion, George St. Pierre. You see these right hands to the nose of Thiago Alves, and that's what opened up all the bleeding. He landed some vicious elbows in that round as well, and just total dominance.
Look at me. Now calm down. Breathe with me. Breathe with me. Calm down. Calm down. That's it. What a great round you did, George. I'm so proud of you. Great round. Now listen to me. He's going to come out a little desperate in this round, okay? He's going to try to knock you around a little bit, okay? So make sure you keep your hands up. When you get him on the ground, if he gets up, don't forget that arm cradle. The arm cradle, John, is that what it's called? Whatever it is. You know the cradle. Okay?